Good morning to Puan Hasma Nura, and my friends. What I like to present today is about the project Make Your Own pH Indicator that assigned by Puan Hasma Nura. This presentation of mine is particularly relevant to all of y'all that did the pH indicator experiment. So these are what we're gonna look in my presentation. We got acknowledgement, introduction, objective, problem statement, apparatus and materials, safety precautions, procedure of experiment, observation, tabulation of the data, conclusion, discussion, estimation of expenses, and suitable references. So now I'll begin with my acknowledgement. The highest gratitude is extended to the divine because with the permission of his grace, I was able to complete this task successfully. With this opportunity, I'm very pleased to thank Puan Hasmanura binti Yahya for placing her full trust in me to fulfill the task given to me. Thousands of thanks also to my dear mother and grandmother who have always given me encouragement and help. Not to forget the friends who helped me a lot to realize the effort to complete this task successfully. Thank you. Before I start, I'd like to share a quick introduction about the pH indicator, or also known as the acid base indicator. A pH indicator is a compound that is added in small amounts to a solution so that the pH of the solution can be determined easily. pH indicator can detect the presence of hydronium ions and hydrogen ions. Some indicator solutions will indicate both acid and base, while others are specific to one only. This experiment explores the extraction of juice from flowers, fruits, and vegetables to make the pH indicator. From the pH indicator that we made, we can test the solution and determine their pH. So these are the objective about the experiment. Firstly is to determine whether purple cabbage can act as an indicator. Secondly is to investigate the pH value of the household substances. So these are the problem statement. So I am required to provide a pH indicator using existing materials in my home to measure the pH value of 10 types of solutions of my choice, including drinking water in my home. These are the apparatus and materials that are used in my experiment. Most of the items I used are the one in my home except for the red cabbage, lemon, and baking soda. So as for the apparatus, I've prepared blender, cutting board, strainer, small cups to hold prepared indicators and solutions for testing, and utensils has knives and spoons. And for the materials, I've got purple cabbage, distilled water, test substances such as vinegar, lemon water, turmeric water, coffee, bleach, salt solution, tap water, shampoo, baking powder, and milk. Now let's move on to the safety precautions. First thing, of course, is to use only everyday household items and that are not dangerous chemical. Even if you provide all the tools such as gloves, aprons, face masks, and goggles, we still need to have adult supervision since we are dealing with sharp knives. Also, the safety equipment such as gloves and goggles and aprons is to protect from spills and splashes. Now let's turn to the procedure of the experiment, which you need a lot of patience when you follow all the steps. So let's look on each step one by one. Firstly, we have to chop up several purple cabbage leaves. Next, put the chopped purple cabbage into the blender and prepare 2 cups of water. Thirdly, pour 2 cups of water into the blender and blend it. Now, strain the solution to remove any cabbage. Before I would like to go to the sixth step, there is a side note which I would like to share, which is in order to show its effect, you must dilute it in water several times for the solution not to be saturated. Now the purple cabbage juice is indicate. Now the purple cabbage juice indicator is now ready for use. La- Lastly, prepare 10 cups of solution and label it to avoid confusion and pour it into the cups equally. And now test the substance by adding a few drops of it to the cups that has indicator. And this is what we know in the experiment while observing it. First, the color of the purple cabbage juice will change according to the pH of the solution. Second, the purple color will change to red if an acidic solution is added to it. If the solution is alkali, the purple color will turn to green. The color will remain unchanged if it's a neutral. So now, this is the tabulation of data which I typed out the result of the experiment, which is the color of the solution after the pH indicator, pH value that I refer to the pH chart, and to know whether it's acid, alkali or neutral. First, we got vinegar, which the color changed to red. The pH value is 2 to 3, and it's an acid. Lemon water, we got dark red, the pH value 2 to 3, which is also an acid. Turmeric water, yellow, and I've got 7, it's neutral, almost alkaline. We got coffee, which is reddish purple, 4.85 to 5.10, which is acid. Bleach, I've got yellowish. The pH value is 12.6 and it's an alkali. And now we have salt solution. I've got in purple, the pH value is 7 and it's neutral. Tap water, the color is purple. The pH value is 6.5 to 9.5, which is neutral. Now we have shampoo, which it turned to light purple. The pH value is 4.5 to the pH value is 4.5, which is an acid. We have baking powder, which we turn the color to blue. The pH value is 10 and it's an alkali. And last we have milk, which turned to purple and and the pH value is 6.7 to 6.9, which is an acid but almost neutral.
Sekejap, Sharwin, sekejap cikgu nak tengok yang table tu. Bleach ni cikgu, okay, bleach ni awak dapat yellowish kan?
Yes, teacher.
Is it dia punya alkaline bleach?
I've searched it in Google, it says alkaline.
Alkaline?
And that's the pH value of it.
And then that colour tu dia macam more to yellow, right?
More to,
yellowish.
This is the color I've got for bleach. It's clear, but also it's kind of...
okay. It's clear.
Okay,
it's like colourless, like it's more to colourless, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is the highlight part of the experiment, is when the color changes. As I said earlier, you are required a lot of patience to do this experiment, and I faced a lot of fails, but I still managed to do the experiment and got this colorful result. Isn't it so nice?
Okay, good.
In the end, after all the process, I made a conclusion based on the result. Yes, the hypothesis is accepted. Purple cabbage is a natural indicator. Purple cabbage juice will change its color when an acidic or alkali solution added into it. For example, when lemon water is added, the purple cabbage juice change to red color and purple color when added to salt solution. This shows that purple cabbage can act as a natural indicator. The range goes from 0 to 14, with 7 being neutral. pHs of less than 7 indicate acidity, whereas a pH of greater than 7 indicates an alkali. Also, the red cabbage juice can use in the titration of acid and base, or in other words, can use to replace those chemical indicators. In conclusion, purple cabbage can use as a natural indicator. I'll skip this part. So these are the estimation of expenses for this experiment I did. In total, 11 ringgit. These are the website I've used for this experiment, and it's very useful. Before I end my presentation with a thank you, I would like to say that this was so fun doing the experiment. I learned a lot of things and facts. This is something I would love to do it again. Moreover, I believe that everyone devote yourself while I'm presenting. I will be glad if any of y'all learn something new from me. Lastly, thank you. That's all from me today. Thank you.
Okay, very good. Okay, cikgu puas hati sangat dengan apa yang Sharwina buat ni. Kita nampak kan dia punya colourful tu bila